Well, thank you everyone for joining us this morning for Saturday morning yoga vinyasa. I want to begin this morning with a little bit of breathing, and I want to work on a particular kind of breathing, which in English is alternate nostril breathing. In Sanskrit, it's referred to as nadi shodhana breathing. And obviously we have two nostrils, a left and a right. And yoga teaches that the two nostrils have different effects depending on whether you're breathing in from the left nostril or from the right nostril. Normally the sun or active energy is associated with the right nostril, and the moon or passive energy is associated with the left nostril. So typically we'll begin our full alternate nostril breathing by breathing in from the left, which is the passive side, and then exhaling to the right, and then breathing in from the right and exhaling to the left. And one reason yoga tells us that alternate nostril breathing is very quieting and very centering is because we're accessing both the passive energy and the active energy. So when we breathe in left and breathe out right, we're quieting the body and the mind. When we do it the other way, inhaling from the right and exhale to the left, we're exciting the body or stimulating it. So between the two, we're balancing out. What I'd like to work on today is mostly stimulating energy. So we'll primarily begin breathing in from the right and out to the left. And actually, we'll just concentrate on that flow, breathing in from the right and out to the left nostril. And yoga tells us that that should result in a pretty stimulating practice. We're going to couple that with a lot of heart opening poses, some back bends and things like that. And overall, we ought to have a nice stimulating practice this morning. So let's begin our breathing practice by finding a comfortable seated position if you're not already there, and letting your eyes close down. As the eyes close down, begin to breathe in equally through both nostrils. Take a couple of breaths that way, breathing in through both nostrils, and then breathing out through both nostrils. Now exhale, and then breathe in from the right nostril, and breathe out through the left. And again, breathe in from the right, and out to the left. We're just going to continue doing that, breathing in from the right and out to the left, and in from the right and out to the left. 10 more breaths like that, breathing in from the right, and let your breath slow a little bit, and out to the left, and just keep it going. Find whatever pace for the breathing seems right to you. However many counts on the inhale, and about the same number of counts on the exhale, maybe 5 or 6 counts. Keep it going, inhaling from the right and exhaling to the left, and inhaling from the right and exhaling to the left. 6 more. Now begin to notice as you continue breathing from the right and to the left, whether you're starting to feel a little bit invigorated by the breath practice. Keep it going. Breathing in from the right and breathing out to the left. 3 more. And 2 more. In from the right and out to the left. And just 1 more time. Breathe in from the right. And last one, breathe out to the left. Now breathe in equally through both nostrils. And then breathe out. And once more like that. Breathe in through both nostrils. And breathe out through both. Just let your eyes close. Let your breath return to its normal rhythm. And just start to settle into your mat. Spine is still nice and long, so sitting up straight. Let the shoulders come back a little bit. Let your eyes open now. On an inhale, reach your arms up and out to a 45-degree angle. Lift your chin. Then as you exhale, hug yourself. Bring the palms to the shoulders and bring your chin down. Draw the navel in. On an inhale, rise back up. Reach the arms apart. Lift your chin. And exhale, bring it in. Inhale, do it again. Up. And exhale, chin to chest. And again, inhale, up. And exhale, chin to chest. Twice more. Inhale, up. Deepen the breath in 1 more time. Inhale and up. Exhale, hug it in. Bring your chin to your chest, draw your navel in. Now rise back up, reach the arms up and overhead. And then exhale the hands to heart center. Palms are pressing together. Inhale, reach back high. Exhale, bring the hands behind you. Press your palms into the mat, fingers pointing towards the back of the room. On an inhale, lift your chin, press your chest up towards the sky. Press the tailbone down. Big, deep back bend. Now breathe in from the right. And breathe out to the left. Do that again. Breathe in from the right and breathe out to the left. 1 more time. Breathe in from the right and breathe out to the left. Now lean forward so the weight comes off the hands. Chin is level. Reach the arms up and overhead. And then exhale the hands to heart center. Palms pressed together. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale to a T. Palms facing down. Take your twist to the right, bringing the left hand to the right knee. Right hand comes down behind you. Bring your gaze so you're looking over your right shoulder. Remember to press down on the sitting bones and draw the navel in. Now breathe in from the right and breathe out to the left. And breathe in from the right and breathe out to the left. 1 more time. Breathe in from the right and breathe out through the left nostril. Now let it go back to center. Reach the arms high. And then to heart center. Bring the hands down in front. Hinge at the hips and fold forward, bringing the forehead down towards the mat. Walk the hands forward a little bit, stretching the low back. Now slowly walk the hands back towards your body, keeping the spine long as you come back up. Arms come out to a T with the palms facing up. Take your twist to the left, the right hand, the left knee. Left hand is down behind you. Breathe in deeply. And exhale, let the breath go. Now breathe in from the right nostril only and out through the left nostril. Notice the difference from the other side. Do that again. Breathe in from the right nostril only and breathe out through the left. 1 more time. Breathe in from the right nostril and breathe out to the left. And come back to center now. Reach the arms high. Palms together, interlace the fingers. Let me move back a little bit so you can see me. Interlace the fingers. We're finding seated palm tree pose. Stretch the palms up towards the sky. Feel that nice stretch in the armpits. Stretch up nice and high. Now take a little bend to the right and back to center and a little bend to the left. And then back to center. Stretch up through the palms. Really reach. Now lift your gaze up and look towards the hands. Level your chin and bring the arms out to a T. Bring the right hand down, reach the left hand up and over. Just a nice little side stretch on the left side body. Right elbow can bend. The left elbow is still over that left shoulder. Now slowly rise back up. Bring the left hand down, reach the right hand up and over, and bend the left elbow as you reach through that right hand, feeling the stretch on the right side body. Remember to keep pressing that right sitting bone down into the mat. On an inhale, slowly rise back up. Reach the arms high. And we're going to do a second back bend. Bring the hands behind you, just like we did before, with the fingers pointing towards the back of the room. Pull the elbows together, and on an inhale, lift your chin as high as you can. Now press the chest up towards the sky. Breathe in through the right nostril. Breathe out through the left. Do that again. Breathe in from the right nostril. Breathe out through the left. And one more time. Breathe in through the right nostril. Breathe out through the left nostril. Now lean forward and level the chin. Reach the arms high. And exhale the hands down in front of you. Roll over the knees. And let's come to all fours. Pause for a moment on all fours, and pressing the hands into the mat. The thumbs should be pointing pretty much towards one another. And make sure that your hands are right below your shoulders and the hips are right above the knees. Now inhale to cow pose, and then exhale to cat, and inhale to cow, and exhale to cat. Keep it flowing 5 more times. We're going to do a total of 7. Inhaling to cow, and exhaling to cat, and inhaling to cow, and exhaling to cat. Keep it going. Inhaling to cow, and exhaling to cat. Twice more. Inhale to cow, and exhale to cat. Come back to a neutral spine. Then reach your left foot back. Reach the right hand forward. Remember to spread the fingers wide on that left hand and press the fingertips as well as the tip of the thumb into the mat. Now point the toes on the left foot and reach through that right hand even more. This is table extension pose. Let's practice our breathing now. Inhale from the right and exhale through the left, and inhale through the right and exhale through the left. Keep it going. Inhale from the right nostril, exhale through the left. And again, inhale from the right and exhale through the left. Just one more. Inhale right, exhale left. Now inhale through both nostrils and bring elbow towards knee, rounding the spine, and then reach back out. Do it a second time. Elbow towards knee, rounding the spine, and reach it back out. And one more time. Elbow comes towards knee and the spine rounds, and then reach back out. Bring the hand down, bring the knee down. Inhale to cow pose, dropping the belly. Reach your tailbone away from your knees in cow pose. And then exhale to cat. And inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. That's it. Come back to a neutral spine. Let's go over to the other side in table extension pose. So right hand stays down, left hand reaches forward, right foot reaches back, stretch. Point the toes now on the right foot and reach through that left hand as you point the toes towards the back of the room. Now breathe in through your right nostril and breathe out through the left. And again, breathe in through the right nostril, breathe out through the left. Keep pressing into that right hand. Breathe in right, breathe out left. And twice more. Inhale right. Exhale left. One more time. Breathe in right. Exhale left. Now inhale both nostrils. Knee comes towards chin. And then reach back out. Twice more. Inhale knee towards chin. And exhale. Reach back out one more time. And stretch it out. And bring the hand and the knee to the mat at the same time. Take a deep breath. And let the breath go. One more time. Deep breath in. And let it go. Now pick the right knee up so that the knee points to the right. Keep pressing both hands into the mat. You see my right knee? Sort of. Lift it up just a little bit higher. Now we're going to make some circles with that knee. Bring the knee forward and then down and then back. Just as wide a circles as you can. Try and keep your shoulders level so that they're square with your mat. And we're just going to keep opening up that knee joint, the hip joint by moving the knee around. And if you want, you can go back the other direction. Go back a few times or go around a few times. Breathing deeply as you do. And then come back to a neutral spine, picking that right knee up still. Now bring the knee towards the shoulder, touching the shoulder if you can, and then press that right foot straight back. Now bring knee towards chin, rounding the spine, and then bring the right knee down so it meets the left knee. Take a breath. Do that again, a big deep breath. There's a lot of work on that hip joint. Pick the left knee up so the left knee points to the left. Now pull the knee back. We're going to make circles with the knee. And then forward and up. And we're going to go around again a few times. Move around this way, maybe you can see it better. And move that knee around, really feeling that in the outside of the hip. And then back the other direction when you're ready. Keep it going. Keep it going. And then come back to a neutral spine, picking that left knee up as high as you can. Now bring the left knee towards the shoulder, touching the shoulder with the knee if you can. And then press that left foot straight back. Now bring knee towards chin, rounding the spine. And just bring that left knee down so it meets the right knee. Inhale to cow pose. And exhale to cat. And again, inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Now on all fours, keep your knees right under the hips and about hip width apart. And press the hips back towards the heels. There's some modified child's pose. Now rise up through table pose. Glide the hips forward and down. Lift the chin into a little back bend. The knees are still on the mat. Come back towards table pose. Then tuck your toes and let your hips rise into downward facing dog. Press your hands into the mat in downward dog and reach your tailbone towards the top of the back wall. Maybe feeling a nice stretch in the back of the legs. Glide forward now to plank pose and pause. Take a deep breath. Now bring the right knee down right under the hip and the left knee down. We're back to table pose, child's pose. Glide the hips forward and down into upward facing dog, but with the knees on the mat. Press your hands into the mat. Lift your chin a little bit. Now back towards table pose. Toes tuck and the hips rise into downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Glide forward to plank pose. Pause and plank. Now a push-up if you want. Bend the elbows. Elbows stay in close to the body. You can do it a second time if you'd like. And one more time. And then push back up and lift your hips high. Downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Press the heels down towards the mat in downward dog. Glide forward to plank pose. And bring that right knee down and the left knee down back to table pose. Back to child's pose. Glide forward with the hips. Lift the chin high. This time you can bring the knees off the mat if you like into an upward facing dog. One more breath. Now tuck the toes and lift the hips into downward facing dog. Now breathe in from the right and breathe out to the left. Notice how hard or easy it is. Do it again. Breathe in from the right and breathe out to the left. And one more time. Breathe in from the right and breathe out to the left. Now reach the right leg high and step it forward so it ends up between the hands. Press back on the left heel. So you're really stretching out the back of the left leg. Now step the left foot forward into a standing forward fold. Let your head drop down. See if you can bring the weight into the front of the feet. 3 breaths here. Breathe in deeply and out completely. 2 more breaths. Breathe in deeply And out completely. One more deep breath in. And exhale, let the breath go. Bring the arms out to a T, press into the feet, the front of the feet, and rise, reaching the arms up and overhead. Reach up high. And then exhale to heart center. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale the arms to a T, and now swan dive to a forward fold. Then come to a half lift. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. And step the left foot back. The right foot stays forward. Now the right foot steps back to plank pose. Bring the knees to the mat. Chest and chin are going to follow as we inchworm our way into cobra pose with the elbows tucked in close to the body. Press the pubic bone down into the mat. Let your ears rise up. Breathe. One more breath. Release all the way down. Bring the arms out to a T with the palms facing down. And on an inhale, lift the upper body off the mat. Now breathe. And again, breathe. And one more time. Bring the hands down and bring your cheek to the mat. Just look to one side. Now bring the hands behind you and interlace the fingers behind the back. Bring your chin to the mat. On an inhale, pick the feet up off the mat and then reach the knuckles towards the heels. This is locust pose. Take a deep breath. Keep pressing the toes towards the back of the mat. The chest is off the mat here. Breathe in deeply. Feel the body rise up a bit. And exhale, feel the body fall just a bit. One more time. Breathe in deeply. And exhale and let it go. Bring the cheek to the mat. Release the hands. Just breathe. Two more breaths. And one more. Bring the hands under the shoulders, and then tuck the toes, push to plank, and lift your hips high into downward facing dog. On an inhale, reach your right leg high, and then bring the right foot down so it meets the left foot. On an inhale, reach the left foot high. Stretch it up as you press that right heel down towards the mat. Now step the left foot forward so it ends up between the hands, and the right foot's going to follow it into a standing forward fold. Let your head drop down. Bring the arms out to a T, press into the front of the feet, and slowly begin to rise. Once you're all the way up, reach your arms up and overhead, then bend your knees, and let's find chair pose. Now breathe in from the right, and breathe out to the left. Stay in chair. Bring the weight back into the heels, breathing in from the right, breathing out through the left nostril. One more time. Breathe in through the right nostril and breathe out through the left. Now straighten the legs, reach up high, and exhale the hands to heart center. Hinging at the hips, fold forward. Bring the hands all the way down to the mat. Once the hands are on the mat, step your left foot back. Right foot steps back so it meets the left foot in plank pose. Breathe in deeply and let the breath go. Do that again. Deep breath in. And exhale, let the breath go. Now push up. Bend the elbows. Elbows reach towards the back of the room. And then straighten the elbows, coming up to a push-up. Do that twice more. Inhale, bending the elbows, and then pushing back up. And one more time. Bending the elbows. Push back up. We're back to plank pose. Now lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Lots of length in your spine. Now child's pose. Bring the knees to the mat. Knees are wide towards the edges of the mat. Press your tailbone back. Let your forehead rest on the mat. Breathe. We're going to find 5 breaths now in child's pose. Let your breath begin to soften and slow. 3 more breaths. Keep your awareness on your breath. Keep it going. And one more breath. Slowly begin to rise now from child's pose. Bring your knees so that they're right under the hips, tuck the toes, and lift the hips into downward facing dog, stretching it out. On an inhale, reach the right leg high. Now three-legged dog. Bending the right knee, press that right knee up and back as you press both hands into the mat, opening your hips to the right, level the hips now, and then step your right foot forward so the right foot ends up between the hands. Bring the left knee to the mat, reach the arms up and overhead into a low crescent lunge. Reach up through the wrists, relax the fingers, relax the thumbs, press that right knee forward a little bit more, and begin to feel that deep stretch at the top of the left leg as well as the hip on the right side for most of it. Now bring the arms out to a T. Take a twist to the right and bring the left elbow to the right knee, joining the palms together. Reach the right elbow up and overhead, working on our alignment. Now breathe in through the right nostril. We're just going to do it 3 times. And out through the left. And in through the right nostril. And out through the left. And one more. Breathe in through the right nostril and out through the left. Now inhale back to center. The breath is even through the nostrils. Reach up high and exhale the hands down on either side of the right foot. Tuck the toes and bring the left knee off the mat. Right foot steps back, plank pose. Now flow through a vinyasa, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, upward facing dog. One more breath. And downward facing dog. The hips are high. On an inhale, left leg rises, three-legged dog. Hips open to the left now, stacking the left hip over the right hip to the extent you can. And then level the hips and left foot steps forward between the hands. Bring the right knee to the mat. Reach the arms up and overhead. Pressing that left knee forward a little bit more, deepen the stretch, the top of the right leg. Now bring the arms out to a T. Take your twist to the left and bring the right elbow to the left knee, joining the palms together, reaching the left elbow up and overhead. Now breathe in from the right and breathe out to the left. And again, breathe in from the right and out to the left. One more time. Breathe in right and breathe out left. Now come back to center, pressing into the left foot as you rise, reach the arms high. And then exhale the hands down on either side of the left foot. Toes tuck on the right foot. Bring the right knee off the mat. Left foot steps back to plank pose. Pause in plank. Take a deep breath. Let the breath go. Do that again. A big deep breath. And let it go. Now bend the elbows. Come down to a push-up and then press back up. Notice my elbows are pressing back towards my toes, not out to the side. And one more time. Now lift the hips high into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath. And let it go. Do that again. Big deep breath. And exhale. And let the breath go. On an inhale, right leg rises. Lift it high. Press the left heel down. Now step the right foot forward so it ends up between the hands. Leave your left hand on the mat. Reach your right hand high. Coming into a lunge twist. Now bring the right hand down just to the inside of that right foot and reach the left hand high as we come into a revolved lunge twist. Now spin your left heel to the mat and anchor into the pinky toe of the left foot. And then rise to warrior two, keeping the right knee bent as you rise. Move back a little because you couldn't see me at all otherwise. See if you can bend that right knee even a little bit more, pressing the right knee forward and bring your gaze forward so you're looking over the extended right hand. Drop your left hand, reach your right hand high, upward warrior pose. That right knee is still pressing forward. Now extended side angle pose, bring the elbow to the knee, reach with the left hand, press into the pinky toe of the left foot. Really stay anchored in the pinky toe of the left foot. Rise to warrior two. That right knee is staying bent. Now straighten the right leg. Reach up and back with the right hand. Left hand comes to the outside of that left leg, right to the outside of the knee, and reach with the right hand Now the arms come out to a T. And we're going to move towards triangle pose. Press in the left foot, reach the right hand forward, drop the right hand down. Come to the ankle or the foot, reach the left hand high. Notice the head stays in a neutral position. So try not to drop your head down or lift it up. Now breathe in through the right nostril and out through the left, and in through the right and out through the left. One more time. Breathe in through the right and out through the left. Now bend the right knee, bring the hands down on either side of the right foot, and then walk the hands around, pivot on the heels and the toes into a wide-legged stance, prasarita, wide-legged pose. The feet are parallel to one another in the pose, the hands right below the shoulders. Now bring the left hand right under the face and reach the right hand high into a wide-legged twist. And then bring the right hand down, put it where the left hand was, and reach the left hand high, coming into our twist on the second side. Bring the left hand down so that both hands are under the shoulders, spine is nice and long. Now pivot on the left heel and begin to bend the left knee, and then rise to warrior two on our second side. So that left knee is bent and pointing forward, gaze is forward over the extended left hand. Upward warrior, right hand drops down, the left hand reaches high. Left knee is still pressing forward, and reach up through that left hand even more, really stretching high. Now extended side angle pose. Elbow comes to knee, reach with the right hand, anchor into the pinky toe of the right foot, stretch it out. Rise to warrior two. Now straighten the left leg, right hand drops down, the left hand reaches up and back, reverse triangle pose. Now the arms come out to a T. Press into the right foot, reach the left hand forward, drop it down. Triangle pose. Trikonasana in Sanskrit. Right hand is reaching high. Now breathe in through the right nostril only, and out through the left, and in through the right, and out through the left. One more time. Breathe in through the right nostril, and breathe out through the left nostril. Now bend the left knee, rise to warrior two. Straighten the left leg, pivot on the left heel so the toes on the left foot point to the right side of the mat. Come down halfway and pause. Now sweep your arms forward so the biceps are on either side of the ears, and bring the hands down in front of the shoulders. We're back to wide angle pose, back to prasarita. Check in with the feet and make sure the feet are parallel to one another. Now left hand comes down in front of the face again. Press that left palm into the floor. Reach the right hand high, wide-legged twist. Right shoulder coming close to stacking over the left shoulder. Right hand comes down. Put it where the left hand was. Reach the left hand high, twisting to the other side. Now bring the left hand down. Both hands down now in front of the mat or below your face on the mat. Bring the arms out to a T. Now press into the pinky toes and slowly begin to rise. Come all the way up. Scoot back a little bit. Now pivot on the right heel, bend the right knee, find warrior two towards the front of your mat, and then bring the hands down, cartwheeling them down on either side of the right foot, come up onto the ball of the left foot, step the right foot back to plank pose, and flow through vinyasa, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga dandasana, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Now bring your knees to the mat. Knees are wide, child's pose. Press the hips back to the heels. Let the forehead rest gently on the mat. 5 breaths in child's pose. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. 3 more breaths. Just let the breaths flow beautifully through the whole body. Keep it going. 2 more. And one more breath, letting the breath settle even more. Now rise from child's pose and come to a seat, and then swing your legs around in front so that the feet are pointing towards the left side of the mat. Now bend the right knee and bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. I'll turn this way so you can see. And press your left heel forward with the toes pointing up. Make sure your shoulders square to the front of the mat so that your shoulders are square to the extended left leg. Press that right sitting bone down, reach your arms up and overhead. Now hinge at the hips and fold forward, letting your forehead come down towards the shin or the knee of that left leg. Now reach the fingertips forward, press into the back of the left heel and rise back up. We're going to do that 3 times. Now reach forward, second time, hinging at the hips. And inhale, rising back up, feeling the core engage pretty deeply as you do that. And one more time, reaching forward. Reach forward a little bit more this time, anchoring into that left sitting bone. Then inhale, rise back up, deep engagement of the core. Bring the arms out to a T and twist, bringing the right hand down behind you. Reach the left hand up and over. We're just stretching the left side body. The right elbow can bend a little bit. And on an inhale, rise back up. Square the shoulders towards the extended right leg and bring the hands down to the mat. Now bring the right foot out so it meets the left foot. Reach the arms high. And then as you exhale, fold forward, bring the forehead down towards the shins or the knees. Lots of length in the spine. You can get a hold of the feet or the ankles or the shins, whatever you can grab. Now pull your upper body forward. Feel that stretch in the back of the legs. Forehead comes down towards the shin or knees. Now keep your chin on your chest, draw your navel in and round the back as you come up. And then let's go over to the other side, bending the left knee, sole of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh, right heel pressing forward, toes on the right foot pointing up. Reach the arms up and overhead, anchor into that right sitting bone, check in with your shoulders, make sure they're square to the front of the mat. Now hinge at the hips, fold forward. We're going to do this 3 times. Press into the left heel and rise back up. Feel that in the core. Second time, reaching forward, hinging at the hips. Spine is as long as you can make it. Press into the right heel and rise back up. And one more time, reaching forward. Now inhale, rise all the way back up. Bring your arms to a T. Take your twist to the left. Bring the left hand down behind you. Stay anchored in the right sitting bone and reach the right hand up and over. Nice little stretch to the right side body. Reach the right hand back up and bring both hands down. Bring both legs in front of you. And then bring the soles of the feet together into cobbler pose. In cobbler pose, remember that you can bring your feet forward or you can bring them back so that the heels come closer to the pubic bone. And the extent to which you'll be able to do that will depend on a lot of anatomical factors, so don't worry too much if you can't bring your heels all the way back. But if you're able to, go ahead and do it. Now keep your spine long. I'm going to turn to the side to show you this. So we're staying in cobbler pose. Keep your spine long, hinge at the hips and fold forward. And for me, that creates a big stretch on the in the hips as well as on the outside of the thighs at the top, right in the hip joint. And I can also feel it in the knees and the low back. Keep the spine long, come down as far as you're able to, folding forward. Now I feel that stretch coming into the back of the legs, into the hamstrings. And if you can't keep your spine long, don't come down any farther. Just come down as long as the spine stays long. So when you begin to round like this, then come out of the pose a little bit and re-lengthen the spine. One more time, coming down, feeling that nice stretch in the legs. And then slowly come all the way back up. Still in cobbler pose. Let's float our cobbler pose, bringing the feet off the mat. The hands come to the pinky toe side of the feet. Now breathe in from the right and breathe out to the left. Twice more. Breathe in from the right nostril and breathe out through the left nostril. One more time. Breathe in from the right and out to the left. Release the hands now. Bring the arms out to a T. Let's find a wide-armed boat pose. So from the side, it looks like this, with the spine still nice and long. So try and round as little as possible. Reach the arms up and overhead, and then exhale, bring them down. Do that again. Reach up and exhale. And last one, inhale, reach back up. Now release the fingers, point the index fingers, stretch up high, and then bring the heels to the mat. Hinge at the hips and fold forward, letting your forehead come down towards the knees or the shins. Chin on chest, the back rounds as you rise. And then bend the knees and roll all the way down to the back. Once you're on your back, bring your feet so that the heels are under the knees, preparing for bridge pose. Now press into the feet, interlace the fingers. So you can drag your shoulder blades towards one another on your back as you come into bridge pose, pressing the hips high. Nice deep back bend in bridge pose. Knees still about hip width apart. Settle into the pose. Now breathe in from the right nostril and breathe out through the left. And breathe in from the right and breathe out to the left. One more time. Breathe in from the right and out through the left. And slowly let the tailbone come down to the mat. Now hug your knees into your body. Bring your forehead towards your knees so the spine rounds forward. And then release the head to the mat. Bring both feet down to the mat. Now supine figure 4. Bring your right ankle to your left knee. And then pick that left foot off the mat. Interlace the fingers behind the left leg. Hug the left knee towards you as the right knee presses away. You can hug that left knee even a little bit tighter, a little bit more towards your chest as you press the right knee away. Now release the hands from the leg. Bring the arms out to a T. Now bring the right foot all the way down to the mat, keeping the right ankle on the left knee. We're just going to do a supine twist here. So that right sole, the sole of the right foot is on the mat, and your gaze moves to the right now. So you can soften the back of both shoulders. Now breathe in from the left nostril and breathe out to the right. Again, breathe in from the left nostril. This is a quieting breath. And out to the right. And again, breathe in from the left and out to the right. Let's come out of the supine twist. Come out of the supine figure 4. Almost forgot what the pose was. Let's go over to the other side. So bring the left ankle to the right knee. Interlace the fingers behind that right leg, just above the knee. Hug the right knee in towards your body. And press the left knee away. It's a beautiful hip opening pose. Now breathe in from the right. And breathe out to the left. And breathe in from the right. And out to the left. One more time. Breathe in from the right. And out to the left. Now let's move into our supine twist, bringing the sole of the left foot off to the right side of your mat. Your gaze will shift to the left. Release the hands. If you haven't done that already, bring the arms out to a T. Now breathe in from the left nostril and breathe out to the right. A quieting breath. Breathe in from the left nostril and breathe out to the right. Let your breath lengthen a bit for this last one. Moon breath. Breathing in from the left and breathing out to the right. Let's come back and come out of the pose. Bring the soles of the feet down to the mat again. Make sure your heels are under your knees. Reach the arms up and overhead. Now press the hips up. Keep reaching the fingertips towards the back of your mat, pressing the hips high. As you exhale, bring the hands and the hips down so they land at the same time, with the hands by the hips. On an inhale, reach up and overhead, pressing the hips. Back of the hands touch the mat. And exhale, bring the hands and the hips down so they land at the same time. One more time. Inhale, lifting the hips, reaching with the fingertips. And exhale, bringing the hands down and the hips down. Hug the knees into your body. Bring your forehead towards your knees so the spine rounds forward. And then release the head to the mat. Bring the palms down by your side. Reach the heels to the sky, legs up the wall pose. You can point the toes here if you like. Relax the back of the shoulders. Notice if there's tension between the shoulder blades. Try and let any of that tension go. Now you can stay right where you are in legs up the wall pose, or you can move into plow pose, bringing the feet up and overhead, touching the toes down on the floor behind you. Interlace the fingers if you're in plow pose, and bring the palms towards one another. Gentle breath. And just one more. In plow, if you're in plow, release the legs up the wall pose, releasing the hands. Reach the heels to the sky. Now point the toes gently, press the palms into the mat, press the fingertips and the tip of the thumb into the mat. So you're deeply grounded in the hands. Now keep the legs nice and straight and together as you slowly let the heels float down to the mat. The closer the heels get to the floor, the more the abdominal engagement that you'll begin to feel. And you also notice that abdominal engagement moves down the belly towards the pubic bone as your heels get closer to the mat. Eventually, once the heels land, let's find Shavasana. Flip the palms so they face up. Let your heels point out, or your toes rather point out. The heels are closer together than the toes. Let your eyes close down if they haven't already. Now let your breath soften into Shavasana. Now a gentle calming breath, breathing in from the left, nice and slow, and then breathing out through the right nostril. And again, breathing in from the left, and breathing out to the right. Just continue breathing that way 3 more times. Feel the profound calming effect of moving the breath from left to right. And twice more. And one more time, breathing in from the left and out to the right. Now let go of the alternate nostril breathing and just settle more deeply, more profoundly into your mat. The breath begin to slow. And let it slow even more. Keep your awareness on your breath. Just feeling the gentle flow from one side to the other, or through both nostrils equally, whichever feels most comfortable for you. Let any remaining tension that you feel anywhere in the body dissipate with each exhale. Just let it flow out. Let the exhale be the mechanism for releasing any remaining tension. Begin feeling softer and softer. And softer still. Let the sense of relaxation become even more profound. Let there be nothing else for you to do but to let go. Release the need to do anything else. When you're ready, let your knees begin to bend. And once the knees are bent and the feet are off the mat, roll to your side. You can cradle your head in your arm if you like, and just pause for a moment on your side. Just noticing what it's like to rest on your side with your knees bent in this way. Now, with the eyes still gently closed, bring yourself to a seat. Use as little energy as you can coming to a seat. Maintain, to the extent you're able, the sense of peacefulness. Once you're seated with your eyes still closed, bring your hands to heart center and press the palms gently together. And join me as we offer loving kindness to everyone, everywhere. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be well. And may all beings be peaceful and at ease. Namaste.